Good afternoon, evening, depending where you're watching from. Hey, welcome back to the Sig Podcast Anvil Show. Got a lot in store for you. So you know what? Let's go ahead and get it started. Sammy, bring us in.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Anvil Show.
Intercepted! Marlon Jackson! Marlon got it! We're going to the Super Bowl! We're going to the Super Bowl! Marlon Jackson with the interception! He picked off Tom Brady!
The sickest Indianapolis Colts podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Yes, and welcome back to the Sick Podcast Anvil Show. Appreciate you, Pat, for. Oh well, never mind.
Yeah.
All right. But hey, listen, welcome back. I am Chris Jackson, otherwise known as CJ Colts fan on Twitter or wherever you may follow me. And then we got Big P here. He's handling some business, but he'll be on in a second. And you know what? Before we get into all the good stuff that we're going to be discussing tonight, because I feel like Tuesday we talked about, the game versus Green Bay, but that's in the past. As of tonight, we're officially in week 3. So we're going to talk about week 3 a little bit. But in the meantime, let's talk about what we can expect, because you know that we love touchdowns or tutties or taking it to the house. Listen, whatever you call them, we call it 6 sometimes, just depending. But no matter what you call them, they matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbooks partner of the NFL. If you're ready to place your first NFL bet, try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown, like Josh Downs to score a touchdown, since we heard he'll be back, but we'll talk about that later. But either way, if you're ready to do a touchdown dance of your own, make sure that you score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SICKSPORTS. That's SICKSPORTS, all one word, all caps. And that's code SICKSPORTS for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. And in addition, you get one month of NFL Plus Premium completely free of charge. That's where you can see your all 22. That's where you can see tonight's game. So if you sign up today, you can actually go ahead and see tonight's game right from that NFL Plus Premium app tonight. So make sure that you see that only at DraftKings. The crown is yours. And so make sure that you go to DraftKings and you'll be able to see that there. But so in the meantime,
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
Yes, there he is.
I don't have the phone to my face.
Yeah, exactly. And so we see you now. So
we got a guest coming on.
Okay.
And he was having a little bit of technical difficulty, so I was running him through all that good stuff.
Gotcha. All right.
Sammy, can you bring our guest in? There he is.
Oh, wait, you're muted.
You're muted or something. Nope, not yet.
Are you using an iPhone, an Android? iPhone? You should be able to touch right on the video, and right there you should see a speaker. It might have a line going through it. Make sure you don't have any headsets plugged into your phone. Okay.
Say something, Tim. No, still ain't got you.
Okay. Well, he'll be
Okay.
back on in a second, but there we
Yeah.
go.
Say something. Nope. Still no volume, Bubba.
I was gonna say also try to turn the volume up on your device too. See if that helps. No? Okay.
Well, while he's figuring that out, hello, Daniel, Stacy, Kevin, Adam J. About time you got here. I needed you Tuesday. You're my statistician, and you weren't here. Damn it.
Yeah, make sure your Bluetooth is off too, according to Adam.
Teresa, how are you? We'll get it figured out in here in a second, guys. There, Letta. Hello.
What's going on, Tyler?
How is everybody tonight? We got a pretty fun show tonight. If Tim can get his technical issues worked out. Still no? Okay. Well, do you have another device you can use? Computer? Yeah, I can't read lips, Bubba.
I think at some point he said something about a chicken nugget. However, I could be wrong.
Okay. Anyways, go ahead and get started, Chris.
But yeah, man. So once again, welcome to the Sick Podcast Anvil Show. Like I said, we're coming to you with everything Colts, and we are making sure that we go ahead and discuss it. You know, Tuesday there was a lot of differing opinions, a lot of different things going on. But you know what? Either way, we know that this week we're on to week 3, and we got some things to talk about when it comes to the Bears. However, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention that everybody has practiced this week except for Laiatu Latu. So that means that we will see Josh Downs this week. That means that we will see Julian Blackmon this week. That means that anybody who was a concern previously, we will absolutely be seeing this week, which honestly is a very, very good thing because, all hands on deck, that's for sure. But, I had an interesting discussion today about Josh Downs and the fact that, and I want to ask you this, Pat.
Okay.
So, we talk about the wide receivers. I mean, you have, we have Pittman, we have A.D. Mitchell, we have Alec Pierce. But I wanted to ask you a technical question. Is Josh Downs the best route runner we have on this team? And I'm talking about pure route running. Like we're talking about running all the routes on a route tree.
Currently, I'm going to say yes. And I don't have stats in front of me because there's stat lines for everything. You guys all know that. But there's a stat line for separation. And if I remember correctly, Josh Downs had the best stat line last year of all the receivers for the separation. And to me, that is pure route running ability to be able to get that separation. I could be wrong on that stat, but just being caught off guard, thrown to the wolves, ran over by the bus driver here. If my memory serves me correct, yeah, I will say yes.
Yeah.
Just for the pure fact that he gets the most separation.
Yeah. And, I'm going to say it was in terms of the players, in terms of what they're able to do. One of the things that was mentioned was the fact that Josh Downs actually brings a different dimension to the team. Because I think because of the route running and because of his ability to kind of get in and out of his cuts and kind of do what he can do, and I think Adam stated it's just like AD can run those as well. Now the thing is, I don't think that we've seen as much from AD as we could possibly see, but I think once again, I think that also goes back to not having Josh Downs there. Josh Downs, I'm gonna say, can probably work his way into all 3 levels. Whereas when we've seen Alec Pierce just kind of be that tall burner. Like, he's basically Michael Pittman Jr. but with speed, just maybe not able to take a hit and have the helmet fly off and still be able to hold on to the ball. But we don't know because we haven't seen it yet.
Right.
But I think when it comes to Josh Downs, that's somebody who's going to be able to work on those first and second levels. And even though AR and Pittman, I think they have good chemistry, I think the most chemistry that we have seen consistently, or that we've seen possibly, might be between Josh Downs and AR. Or at least that's the way that I'm seeing it. Now, Alec Pierce right now, I think he leads I think he leads in receptions and he leads in catches. Oh, there's Tim. Wait, we heard him. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, Lord. All right. But I think we've seen what we know what we've seen when it comes to Josh Downs. And I think when he comes back, I think that's going to add another dimension to this offense, because I think AR will be a lot more comfortable knowing he probably has that safety valve that he would normally have in Josh Downs.
Hold on.
Maybe that's Tim. Tim just came over and said, we're just going to record live. He's just like, we're just going to do it live. Do it live. But yeah. So in the meantime, I think we have Kevin said did not practice. Oh, yeah, because Latu did not practice. Daniel said Matt Gay is always a concern. I'm not going to say he's always a concern. I think the only reason why he's a concern is because of the contract that he has. But that just depends. But and I think Tyler said, yeah, I believe he is. However, I'd say AP is wide receiver 1 right now. So I think
currently I'm not going to disagree with that. AP is definitely wide receiver 1. He's getting the balls. He's getting the separation. Absolutely. Tim, can we hear you?
There he is.
I hope so.
There we go.
Yeah, we're in like Flynn, baby.
There we go. All right, we did it. Oh, you got some help.
Yeah, my daughter. Of course, I got.
There you go. Okay.
16-year-old daughter. That's how I can manage this stuff, right?
Thank you, daughter Shanley. Appreciate you.
Okay. All right. She just picked me up. So how's everybody doing there?
Doing
good,
fantastic.
good.
Doing fantastic.
Let me introduce everybody. This is Mr. Tim Shanley. Did I say it right?
Tim Shanley. Yes.
Shanley.
Yeah, I got it right.
Like
the
the old
time.
pirate.
You gotta hear me.
Shanties. I can remember that now.
Oh, shanties.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how that was the correlation.
Tim, they call you the bus.
They call me. I'm known as Timmy from the bus.
The bus. So
Timmy
instead
from
of
the bus. Tim Shanley, yes.
the Bears, he's the bus.
The bus.
Where's the mustache at? That's what I got to know right off. First question: where's the mustache?
How about it, right? How about it? Well, we have fake one. We celebrate DitkaCon once a year, and then we have the fake mustaches that we all wear. So I do have a mustache laying around here on my desk somewhere. I just can't find it right now.
Oh, there you go.
Fair.
There you go.
So I got to say, first off, if you don't mind, I'd like to say thank you. So I mean, your viewers here and everybody, I just don't know if they understand just how courteous you guys are. All of the behind the scenes for this tailgate coming up this Sunday for the Bears Colts game. There's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes, and we haven't personally met, but I have to tell you that you guys have been more than courteous already. I can't thank you for all the input and how comfortable you've made us feel. We're going to come in there strong, and we're looking to have a great time, and we know that we're in good hands. So I just wanted to start that off by thanking you guys for all of that. We really appreciate it.
You're absolutely welcome, and I can say most Colts fans are welcoming to other fans.
Yes.
As long as nobody starts jaw-jacking.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how many fights I've seen coming out of the stadium, win or lose, because somebody was jaw-jacking. And my advice to everybody is go enjoy the tailgates, enjoy the game, and then have the camaraderie afterwards. Because we're all sports fans. That football connects all of us. Regardless if you like the Colts or the Bears or, well, the Titans. They're excluded from everything I'm saying right now. But anyways,
big facts.
Well, the culture. That's the culture that we have at our club. The Chicago Bears Tailgating Club, and I've fought for this. It's like 41 years out there tailgating now. And my thing has always been to everybody, just let's all get along. It doesn't matter what you wear, who you root for. We want you in our club to have a good time. So that culture has definitely found its way through where when you're in Chicago and you're with us, you don't even worry about things like that. That's something you don't even think about worrying about. And that culture carries over as I take these large groups on the road, and they understand what they're representing when it comes to the CBTC. And we're kind of the cream of the crop when it comes to the fans and the behavior involved and things like that. So we're definitely looking forward to hanging out with you guys. We're very excited about it.
That's fantastic. And make sure you tell all your people, we're in the Blue Crew lot. So everybody that's tailgating in that lot is receptive to you guys. You know, they don't have to just stay right with us. Man, venture out, meet people. You know, the Blue Crew's got some fabulous people. You know, just downright good-hearted, football-loving Americans.
Well, the vibe I'm getting after the all behind-the-scenes work we've been doing for the past 3 days is that that touchdown town is a very rare piece of NFL tailgating property landscape. I mean, I understand that the Colts own it, but the tailgaters are leasing it and running it, which says a lot right there to have the Colts organization team up with the Blue Crew and allow this to go on in this manner, to back it, touchdown town. I mean, this little lot all nestled together. My vision of this place, I just can't wait to be there. I'm really, really excited about being in this little forum and this little private lot and the way you guys have it set up and the vibe that you guys have there. I'm really pumped up about it. Yeah.
Good. You guys should be. It's an absolute blast. And like I said, you know, you go around to any tailgate, they're receptive. You know, everybody has a good time. Nobody tries to start no trouble with nobody. Like you've seen the videos from Dallas's games, Raider games, Philly games. Hell, even Cincinnati's starting to get pretty bad from what I'm hearing. I've not been there yet, but it's getting pretty bad.
It happens everywhere. It happens every game everywhere. But some teams have that reputation, like you mentioned a few of them right here as we're just talking. It's a culture and it's a reputation, right? And even though it happens all across the league every Sunday, you know, you like you said, when you use certain teams and fan bases as an example because of the reputation that they have going in, right? So, I mean, it's just like you said earlier, it's just all about, you know, cool out, have fun. You can talk a little trash back and forth, give some knuckles to your guy next to you wearing that, you know, like if I'm in that stadium on Sunday, there's some guy with a big giant horseshoe on his head. We're going to have a blast together. You know, I'm going to ask if I could even wear that horseshoe so I can get a picture with it, right? You got to have fun. You got to have fun. You got to have, you know, you got to be able to give it a little, take a little, but have fun doing it. There's a way to go about this. You don't have to be hardcore.
Well, how about this?
In with your hat backwards, ready to beat somebody up. It's ridiculous.
How about this? We bring a giant, like 2 foot by 2 foot helmet to the tailgate, and it's got our logo on it. You can wear that around.
There we go.
How's that?
Put that on. I'm gonna definitely have that thing on for sure.
And our bartender Darletta wanted me to make sure you know about the yogi shots she's making for you guys. I can't tell you what's in it, but if she's making them, they're going to be fantastic.
Very excited about that. Thank you again for your themes too as well. You know, you're theming us with the shots. You're coming out with the Chicago themed lunch for us. You guys are looking out for us, and every little bit, so little things that matter, and that really makes a big difference. And thank you for that too.
You're absolutely welcome. We're going to have a good time. Absolute good time. But let's talk some football real quick. You know, with the technical difficulties, our show got kind of pinched down a little bit. So
we got time. We got time. I mean, we got limited time, but we got time.
Go ahead and tick Sammy off again.
I'm not going to
tick him off last week.
Whoa. Don't do that.
This is your flow, man. You control it. It's all on you.
You know what, Tim? Me and you are going to talk because this guy right here, he's being absolutely dastardly right now. So we're not going to do that. but Tim, so I know it's just like I'm going to say you've the past 2 games Caleb has literally been running for his life. I mean, it's kind of tough to see, especially knowing like how much they've put into trying to put a lot of pieces around him. But what do you think right now is like the disconnect with what you believe Caleb can do and what's actually being put out there on the field?
Great
Well,
question.
that's a great question. Well, it all stems, I believe, first of all, from the offensive line and drafting through the draft, getting excited about, we got Caleb Williams. Our offensive line, they haven't done anything to it. And nothing against, look, we have all the shiny toys and nothing's working out. We drafted a Donze. Now, I don't want to go on record saying that I'm not happy with that pick. Of course I am. The guy's a great wide receiver. But with the receiving core that we had prior to drafting him, and with three other offensive tackles on the board, first rounders sitting there when we took him 9, I'm a Bears fan. I can't say that I'm not excited about the pick, but really deep down inside, I would rather short up and help my offensive line and sacrificing a Dunze, because now we have all the tools with these receiving core, the tight ends, we have the running back there. We have no offensive line. We have no identity. We cannot run the ball. Definitely can't pass the ball. Now, Caleb is not an accurate passer to begin with. We all know that coming out of college. Now you got this rookie. He threw 30 attempts day one on the first game. He had 48 dropbacks the other day. He's getting rushed 36 times. He's got no time to settle down and let the game slow down for him, work on his accuracy. His accuracy's off. He's getting rushed. He's getting thrown around. He's running for his life. And look, we're the Bears. We don't know what to do with quarterbacks. We have no idea how to raise them. That's not what we do. I'm serious. That's not what we do. We're defense. We're defense, baby. And we're special teams. And that, again, our defense this year is definitely that defense there is stoic. That is a no fool around defense, very serious defense there that's going to keep us in games and do the best they can. But that's just, you're not going to go anywhere when you have a rookie quarterback that has no time. What in the world is that kid doing throwing that ball 30 times on his first game?
Well, I'll tell you this.
Come on, man.
I'll tell you this.
You got to run that ball. You got to be able to give this kid some time. He's got no time. So here in Chicago, you still have this split fan base of the former starting quarterback that's out in Pittsburgh and the rookie here. Okay, so you have these factions where you're getting the "I told you so" from the other side.
Yeah.
And on this side, you have people, shaking their head. Well, where if it's a horizontal move, a lateral move, it still seems like a smart move for us because we would have had to pay Fields coming off that rookie contract, where we get this guy for 3 years without paying that big contract, right? So as a team that doesn't know what they're doing with quarterbacks, the most thing we could be excited about if it was a lateral move is that we're not spending ridiculous amounts of money for some below average quarterback at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Absolutely.
Now, I'll tell you this. With our aggressiveness from our DC, he's going to have time. It's going to be a different game this year, this week. If our DC puts the chains on everybody again, like he has last 2 games for us.
We're dropping them all back.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, what's our DBs, man?
He doesn't have to do that.
Watch our DBs. They're 10 to 15 yards off every receiver, every play.
If your guy has a half a brain, he's going to rush our guy. Unless your guy's defensive line doesn't have the push and pull to do it. But, I mean, our line, we have the worst offensive line in football. If your DC knows anything, if this guy's any good, he's going to come out and storm our line to see what he can get away with. If he can't get away with it, he can fall back. Hey, if he can't get away with it, and for some reason your defensive line cannot penetrate the worst offensive line of football, then let your guy fall back. I think it's still to your advantage due to the fact that Caleb hasn't even had a chance yet to even get confidence in, and he's not very accurate. Them balls are all over the place. It's going to give your secondary and your linebackers, if they're falling back, just more of a chance to grab that ball out of the air and take off with it. So I think either way, with the position that we're in offensively, that either way, whichever route you guys take, I think you're going to have some success there until our offensive line decides to come around. And how are we going to improve our offensive line at this point? It's all taken. You can't get offensive linemen of any caliber now. It's over. You have to wait a year now, right?
That's factual.
No.
Right? That's where we're at, man. Shit.
Yeah.
But now, our boss, Adam Rank, he made a tweet today saying that the Bears should just run all game.
I would love to see the Bears run all game. I want the Bears to run the ball. Come on, please run the ball. Adam's right.
Look at the Italian coming out. Look at the Italian coming out.
Come on. What are we doing here?
All right, I think we have 70 yards rushing in 2 games. We got Swift back there from Philly, just wondering probably what the hell he's doing in Chicago right now. Right?
I picked him up. I picked up Swift and fantasy thinking he was going to be Caleb's go-to bail out of trouble situations, and they're not even utilizing him.
We got 2 good tight ends that can catch the ball. We have 2 good receivers, 3 good receivers out there. Keenan Allen, possession guy. DJ, you got the rook on the other side. We got all the shiny toys out there to throw the ball around and dump it off to the back and use the tight ends. We have Shane Waldron as a 2 tight end set guy. He's out of his how could I put it? He's out of his norm right now. He's not doing the plays that he called in. His play calling is not the same as it was in Seattle, and that has to do with this offensive line, I'm sure. So we have absolutely no identity on the offensive side of the ball. It's extremely frustrating, to say the least, to go and, we've had 3 quarterbacks picked in the first round in the past 7-8 years, right? I would try and reinvent the wheel by Mitch Trubinsky.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, who's a good athlete. Then we get the promised kid. We get the golden boy, and we don't back him up. Imagine his confidence at the end of the year. He's lucky he doesn't get killed back there, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Listen, we can erode the confidence of quarterbacks very quickly here in Chicago by them going through all this. I mean, imagine being that young kid, all the confidence in the world. Now you're getting your ass whipped. Excuse my language. I don't know if that's allowed on here, but that's what's happening there.
Absolutely.
What does that do to his psyche? Give him a year of that, 2 years of that. We'll destroy him. He'll be destroyed.
Yeah, he spent all of Sunday night running. Like, he literally was
for his life.
He was running for, like, and the thing is, it wasn't like, oh, he's just running like where he's scrambling after about maybe 3 to 5 seconds. There were some plays where the pressure was there instantly. And I mean, I think there was one play he went and he got sacked, and then they ran the next play, and he still had the little black pellets of turf in his hand from being brought down once again. And it's like that not only makes your sense of pressure, it causes you to be like very paranoid, but it also makes it so that now you're not even focused on the play. You're focused on trying to make sure that you just are able to just get to a point where you can make a play happen.
You got trying to survive out there, not get your head ripped off, not get hurt, try to make a play with a team with no identity and no backup on the running game for him to get some pressure off of him. The kid's under the gun, and we're going to see what he's made of. We'll see after the first half of this season, the way this goes. We'll see what kind of moxie that kid really has, because he's going to get knocked around out there. We'll see how his confidence holds up and how his psyche holds up, and his body language and things like that on the sideline. Everything makes a difference. It's all those little things that you can notice that really are big deals,
Yeah.
From listening to you, it almost sounds like your fan base is like ours. We see the talent that's on our team. We know the talent that's on our team, but yet it's just not, for some reason, complete. That we're not playing complete. Earlier in the season or in the off season, I was saying nobody's going to run on this team. Nobody's going to run on my front seven. If you do, you're going to get murdered.
We all
and they've been running all over us. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I jinxed them. Maybe I need to just shut up.
Take it back.
Okay, I'm taking it back.
So
good.
Next 3,
Took it back.
I think the next 3 games we play with you guys and 2 other teams, I think it's the Panthers, and then we go out to London or something for Jacksonville. I think that's our next 3. Anyway, the next 3 games we play, those 3 rushing defenses are the 3 worst in the league. So not everybody, but we have fans on our side that are really excited now about the fact that we're going to, instead of facing two good defenses like we did, they're talking about Tennessee and Houston, that we're going to get a break here. We're going to be able to start to run the ball. Okay. They're like, oh yeah, this is our chance now, and start to run the ball, facing these three defenses that are the worst in the league at it. But, let's just say this Sunday we rushed that ball for 69 yards against you guys again, right? Right. With the stats that you guys are, I'm not being insulting. It is what it is. You guys are ranked at that point. For us to have no success running the ball against a running defense like yours is going to say everything about our offensive line. It's going to even be more pronounced if we can't even rustle up a measly 80 yards if we're lucky. Right? I mean, seriously, and not be able to run the ball against that run defense, and then we're forced to throw the ball again as you guys sit back like you say you do. I could see interceptions coming, Yeah. I mean, we're in trouble already. It's only 2 weeks in. We're a mess already. It's a lot of anxiety here in Chicago, to say the least.
Well, let me just tell you, Tim, this is what I like to refer to these first 4 weeks as like the post preseason. Because honestly, it's just like you don't see we won't really see what these teams are truly made of until week 5 all the way into week 18. So the thing is, it's
totally
just like
agree.
Yeah. With certain teams, it's just like the Raiders, for example. The Raiders the other day, they won against the Ravens. And to me, I'm just like, it's kind of a fluke to me, because the thing is, it's just like there's teams that are really fighting really hard really early. I think you see teams like Kansas City where you expect them to be really good. But, I think right now is that time where you just kind of get the kinks out, and then you let those final 13 weeks of the season determine the rest of the season.
Sure, the good teams, I agree. The first month of football is now preseason, especially for the good teams like Kansas City and teams that know how to win, teams that go deep into playoffs every year. There's no sense of urgency. They can lose the first game. There's no sense of urgency there because they know that they're going to get better as they go. But you take these other teams down on the bottom of the ladder like us, where,
every game
you're
counts.
not that confident. There's no way you're that confident that you're thinking to yourself, oh yeah, man, when this month is over, we're going to be rolling. That's a whole different mindset. Like Baltimore, Kansas City, teams like Philadelphia could be like that, even though they're in some kind of position now, but versus teams like in the position we're in. That first month of football is crucial for us, even though it is preseason. We could easily get out of it. We could be 1-3. Oh, we got the Rams. That's who it is. They're banged up. We got the Rams after you. We got the Rams coming up after you, So, I agree. And I think that what you're saying, I agree 100%, but I think that steers way more towards the better teams than it does the teams on the bottom rungs. Like you said, the teams like that on the lower rungs of the ladder, like the Raiders, and, they steal that early win. They go out and get that win. They hustle, but talent wise, you don't feel like, this is going to be a kickstart for them to go off and get on a roll. I don't personally,
All right, Tim, you got a question from Clayton. He says, I live in Chicagoland area. Are the Bears moving out of Chicago?
Most likely, yes. I live right off the lakefront. I'm 4 miles from Soldier Field, and they want to build a new stadium right there on the grounds where Soldier Field exists now. The problem is that the lakefront in Chicago is 8 miles long. The city from the boundaries along the lakefront is 8 miles. When the city was rebuilt after the Chicago fire, what they decided was these builders, these designers like Daniel Byrne and them, they decided that nothing would be built on the lake, that the lake is used for the public only. That's why it's all beaches, 8 miles as you can go down. So there are one building built on that side, something called Friends of the Park. And there's no way they're going to allow, they've got a lot of pull, and the government doesn't want, the Illinois politicians, they don't want to get involved in this. They're not going to be able to get it built there. So they're going to go to Arlington. They already bought the property there. It's a racetrack that they purchased. It's wide open. It's off the highway, and there's a train that goes out there. So Clayton, yes, they are going to definitely move out. They're going to move out to Arlington Heights. That's about 45 minutes away. And, we'll still be the Chicago Bears, but they already own that property. Now they can dump that property and make big money off of it by, enhancing it and putting, buildings up and things like that. but the city's not going to work with them. They want the city to pay for some of this. The city doesn't have any money to do that. They want anything to do with that stadium, especially if they have to come up and finance it and it hits the taxpayers. So they're going to go out to the suburb called Arlington Heights, Clayton. So I don't know where you live in Chicago, but we'll all be out that way in a few years for sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But do you think it'll still still carry the Chicago Bears name, or do you think that it's just like, okay?
Well, you got to think. Look at the Jets and the Giants. Look at Dallas. I mean, there's teams all over the Niners. You know, these teams are not playing in those said cities, but they're going to keep the identity. We will be the Chicago Bears. They won't be the Arlington Bears. We'll be the Chicago Bears. Just like yeah, absolutely. They're going to keep the name.
But Soldier Field is such an iconic field. How can you
it's
guys
iconic,
get
but
away
it's
from
iconic,
that?
but it's old and it's got issues. There's issues there.
Yeah, that field is awful.
Well, find it.
Awful. Getting there around that park is really hard to get there. There's not a lot of parking, a lot of walking to get in. Got to cross the railroad tracks with pedestrian bridges, things like that. And it's time. It's really time. It's getting old, and especially now when they're pushing for this new stadium, they're not going to put anything into that. So,
is it? Do you know if it's going to be open stadium again, or is it going to be domed?
Dome stadium, closed roof. They're not going to have it. They're not going to let it open and close, which I agree. Houston. Look at Houston Sunday night. The reason the roof is open is because it's broken. So, you think about them big roofs. They break down all the time. They're gonna, from what they're saying, they're just gonna have a closed dome with no chance of it opening ever. So it'll be a dome team.
Yeah, and they're suggesting the same thing also for Buffalo, because they're suggesting or I think they put out the concept for the new stadium they want to build in Buffalo earlier this year, and they said that theirs was going to be enclosed. And some people are against it because they're just like, oh yeah, well they have snow, but at the same time they're just like, they've gotten hit with like multiple feet of snow to the point where they had to play in a whole different city in order to play the game.
Well, they're already building a new stadium. I didn't know it was going to be domed. I thought it was going to be open air. I didn't know it was going to be domed.
That is. No, you can't. I think what you may see is maybe teams going to more like a retractable thing, possibly, where it's just like if it's a little bit of snow, you can get some snow in there. But I mean, to build an open concept in Buffalo would be crazy.
Once you're domed, they don't open that up for snow. They don't do anything like that. Once you're domed, the only time that'll be open is on a nice summer night. It'll be closed 90% of the time. They don't, because it's too much. It's too much to open it. Technically, it's just a lot to open it. And it can, think about that big giant thing, how it has to retract and move back and forth, and what's involved in that. And, give it 10 years and try to open it.
And it has to cost a lot more too. To put a retractable roof on versus
Oh yeah,
100%.
All right, so Tim, how many people you bringing to the tailgate?
Well, like I said, we're going to start checking numbers. When we're done here, I'm going to go back out and start to push again. I've got some great photos, and I'm going to do some video to get everybody going. So, with Indy being so close, it's hard to say. Okay. It's going to be hard to say, but we have a company we work with that we go through, and they're going to check out a tail greeter. Everything goes through them, which is nice because then they can tell me exactly how many Bear fans we're going to have out there. And it's a great system then, because I can then contact your crew, let them know what's coming. So then obviously you guys can have enough supplies, drinks and food for us. So we're probably, Houston was big last week. I mean, there were a lot, 150 of them maybe. But most of them were from from down here, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas. Everybody converged on Houston because, they don't get a chance to go to Chicago all the time. Where with you guys are a 3-hour ride. You're right down the road. So again, we're expecting a lot of Bear fans to come. And I would imagine we're going to have a lot of walk-ups. These people are going to end up coming up. We're going to have walk-ups. The weather's going to be beautiful. People are going to wait, Saturday night, going to see how it's nice it's going to be. They're going to get that itch, and they're going to take that easy ride out there, get into that tailgate. So, I'm hoping I could bring 100, 150 in there and really make a dent for you guys and help you guys out a little bit, and then have a great presence there in touchdown town. Let everybody celebrate together.
Well, I asked this question because now you guys know, Colts Nation, we're being invaded.
Yeah, 150 is
So
wild.
get your asses to the Blue Crew lot, find your boys, and represent.
Get out there.
You
Indy.
better represent. I'm
Yes,
just
sir,
saying right
man.
here, right now.
150 is
all these Bear
crazy.
fans in there taking over your tailgate. Get out there and help your people.
See?
Indy, man. The guy Pat needs it out there, right? support your Colts and support your tailgaters in touchdown town, baby. Let's go.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
What is it you're? Ooh, we lost him.
Uh-oh, there he is.
I lost you for a second. What were you saying, Pat?
What is the one thing you're most excited about coming to Indy?
What am I most? That's a great question. What is the one thing? Well, I think. Let me think. I guess the way I can answer that, the one thing I'm excited about coming to Indy is the whole entire experience that that's about to unfold. I travel a lot in all these different cities, and all these different tailgates, meeting all different kinds of people. So I would say the one thing is the entire event, the entire experience of getting there on 7 o'clock on Sunday morning, walking and finding you guys, and then finding my digs, and then things start to rev up, and everybody's kind of moving around, and the smoke is going, and the grills are going, the music's playing, a couple cocktails are flowing. I'm meeting all kinds of new people. We'll have if you don't know, we do the Tim Shanley show. A production crew came out, and they came to me, and they wanted to do this show. So they're gonna be in tow, and they script and film and push me around and tell me what to do and stuff.
Oh, that's
great.
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
So we'll be out there with them filming, which is very exciting. I get to wear the 2-foot helmet, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely. I'm excited about that.
Absolutely.
So I really have to say that it's not one thing; it's the whole thing that I'm excited about the most. The whole experience, it from the beginning to the end. After all these cities and all this traveling and all the chaos that swirls around me and all of the business, to me, I'm always in the eye of it, in the middle of it. So as it spins around me, it's slow motion. And I'm able to suck it in and absorb it all. And, I find myself looking around sometimes like, man, what, looking up and just finding my own peace in the center of this whole chaotic thing that we do,
Right.
And it's very satisfying to me. It really is, to be in the middle of something and be very comfortable and look around and feel like, I've accomplished something I have a lot of followers that my reputation, they follow me from city to city. If they're going to go, if I say we're going to tailgate here, they come there. That's a feeling it's hard to explain, to have these people have that much faith in you. It doesn't make me nervous at all. You could see, Pat, behind the scenes, how in depth our conversations were, how I covered just about every single aspect, every single little detail, to make sure that my crew, my people that follow me, our Bear fans, are happy. But again, as I told you behind the scenes, we want to make sure that we're representing you and Touchdown Town as well, that we're part of you. We're here to represent you. We're here to make you look good. We're not here to come in and kick cans over and,
you ain't got to make us look good. With a face like this, with a face like this, we look good anytime.
That's
but
a beautiful face there, bro.
We have a dedicated group as well, and they are the nuts and bolts to what we do.
Yes.
Daryletta bartends, Becca and Amber does all our content. Acosta, which you talk to, he's a chef. He's got a shoe chef in Daniel, and Daniel and his wife makes all our t-shirts for us. Man, the list goes on and on. We got Tyler, comes from Kentucky every home game, tailgates with us, helps us set up, helps us break down, helps us get rowdy. We got one heck of a great group at tailgate.
It takes an army, brother. It takes an army.
It really does. It really does. Without all those guys, we wouldn't be able to pull it off week in and week out like we do.
I did this whole thing by myself basically for 30, 25, 27 years. Then I got a partner that I would listen to and started to trust, and he took me places I've never been, and he passed away suddenly. And that kind of opened the door for me to realize that I can trust people. And so what I started doing is I opened my circle and very selectively chose people to come in to be in that inner circle that I know that I can lean on and count on. Because without them, I could never be where I'm at now with the size, as big as we are, as successful as we are, the amount of people that we have. We have our own private lot, so there's all these things involved. If I didn't have these outstanding people in my circle, I would never be able to pull this off. So
same here.
Yeah,
same.
Makes a lot of sense.
Same here, my friends. Same here.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it's our crew that pulls this off week in and week out. Absolutely, no question about it. Because why? I'm getting pulled here, getting pulled there, talking to this person, they're behind the scenes running it all, setting everything up, making sure everybody eats, making sure the food's hot, making sure the beer's cold, making sure, everything, So if I haven't told my crew lately how much I appreciate you guys, I absolutely love every single one of you.
That's nice, man. That's the word.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, and like I said, I don't want to break up this heartwarming moment because it's just like I love when fans can bond over the love of ball and food and alcohol. But while we're on, so like I said, so we talked about that. But Tim, for you, and only because of the fact that I don't want to get in trouble for going over time, and then Pat tries to blame it on me. So what are going to be? So I'm gonna say for this week, what do you think are going to be the keys for the Bears to potentially get on track and come out and win this game? Like what do you see them having to do this week in order to be successful?
Okay. Got to get that ball on. Got to get that ball on the ground. Got to get some misdirection going. You got to come up with some plays. It's got to be some of that trickery. They're going to have to get into the bag a little bit. They got to get that ball moving on the ground. If it's tosses and they're tossing around wide, or like I said, misdirection. Something to try to fool the defense. Something to get the ground game moving. If we can get 20 yards and gain a little confidence, and maybe we get a couple blocks by some of our linemen, bust out a 7-yard gain here and there, right?
Yeah.
That's the key for us is to get the ball going on the ground and get the pressure off that kid so he's not running for his life. If we're lucky enough to start to run the ball and Waldron doesn't abandon the run for some weird reason and throws him back there again to throw a ball 30 times, I think that's the key to us having success with a chance to beat you guys by getting that ball on the ground.
Gotcha. Now, Tim, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Okay. Because we talked about this on the show Tuesday night. We started doing live shows, pregame shows out at the tailgate. And we asked some trivia questions. And if you get it right, you win. So our first game was against the Texans, and I gave away a CJ Stroud rookie card.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And an Anthony Richardson rookie card to the Colts fan. I'll grab somebody from Texans just like I'm going to grab somebody from you. Now, this week in Colts trivia, we're giving away these player-worn sideline gloves. And I forget the daggum company that supplied these. So I will atone for that sin and never do it again. So let your people know, brush up on your trivia, because this week, like the Houston game, I have a Caleb Williams rookie card.
All right.
Double,
I'm gonna let them know when I go live. I'm gonna
double-sided.
Yep, they better get their trivia game. They better get their trivia game on par because there's a chance they could win that card right there.
Yes.
I'll make that announcement. I'll make sure. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll tell you this.
Very nice.
We had to kind of coax along the answer for the Texans fans. It was very disheartening that they didn't know, and it was a pretty easy question.
Yeah.
Same with the Colts fan. We Big Ray Love finally got it, but it took a minute.
Yeah.
So you said Ray Love had a little trouble because I mean let him tell it. Let him tell it. Let him tell it. I mean he said that he had it. He said that he knows his stuff. So to know that it took them a while and he finally got it lets me know that him and I need to have a talk because that means that he just ain't getting it.
Yeah, look, give him the old side eye and yeah, tell me the truth now. It's on the page. We was live doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so let all your guys let all your guys know they better. And I'm just going to grab a random person. If they get it, they win. We move on. If they don't, I grab somebody else. But we have a good time on the shows that everybody has a good time. So hopefully I can get with this company and get them to start sending me the opposing team's gear.
Yeah,
and it's sideline gear. The only thing they don't tell me which player wore it. You know, they and our friends from Houston actually supplied us with all this. But they put hats, gloves, coaches' shirts, the polo shirts they wear on the sidelines, all that stuff. Yeah, it's I golly dog. Locker Room Direct. Adam J, see if that's right. I think it's called Locker Room Direct. And I believe they're a nonprofit. You know, so whatever they make off of this gear, it goes to charity.
Oh, very nice.
So, but yeah, let your guys know. Be ready with some trivia.
Will do.
And
we'll be ready.
Your question, it's kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. I had to look it up.
Well, we got some knowledgeable Bear fans out there. I'm sure they're gonna get that answer. You'll find one of them out there will grab that rookie card. They'll get the answer.
Oh, yeah, I believe that. I think the Bears are a very dedicated fan base.
Absolutely.
At least I believe so.
Yeah,
we are.
We have to be. You know, it's tough. It's not easy being a fan of the Chicago Bears. So if you're in, you're in. You're in all the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, but
all
that's
right, my friend.
And then let me ask you, Pat, because like I said, I know we're running short on time. What do you think are going to be the Colts' keys for success versus the Bears?
If we don't get aggressive defensively, the Bears are going to do exactly what Tim just said. They're going to run. They're going to keep running. They're going to keep building that confidence. If we get pressure and we shut him down, get a few scores on offense, make Caleb play instead of just hand the ball off, that's it. That's it right there. Get aggressive.
Makes sense to me, for sure.
You got to get aggressive and make them utilize Caleb's arm.
Yeah.
Utilize that rookie mentality to where he's not seeing the entire field just yet. Now, and I promise you that is no knock on Caleb.
No,
because I like Caleb. I don't like him painting the fingernails, but you know they're not mine, so I don't really give a shit.
So many people, you know what's funny is so many people are caught up in that guy's fingernails. To me, it's just ridiculous how much of a conversation his fingernails have been in the past 6 months. Right? Look, we got Dennis Rodman here in Chicago. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You talk about painting finger. This kid could paint his fingernails. I don't care what he does with his fingernails. I just want to make sure the guy can. The Bears need to see the forward pass. We need the forward pass. Okay. That thing was Sid Luckman was our last really statistically great. That was the mid-40s. Okay, this guy he can paint his nails, his hair. I don't care what he paints. Throw the ball. Forward pass. I don't care what.
You said if he gets you 300 yards a game and 6 TDs, then you're just like you'll paint. Everybody will be painting their fingernails. Things change when you start winning.
You know, I paint mine. If that's going to get me going, I'm going to get some success. I'd paint these bad boys in a minute.
All right, there you go. But no, I like Caleb Williams. I liked him coming out of college. And the way I see it is he's kind of in the situation that Peyton Manning was brought into when he got drafted. You know, we had no O-line. We had no identity.
Right, exactly.
And those first 3 years were what, 3-13, Chris?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
first two for sure.
Yeah, definitely first two at sure. And then they started building around him. And then, you know what I'm saying? So my advice to any Bears fan is just be patient. The kid is good.
Yeah.
The kid is good.
Well, you don't understand. Remember, I told you early in this interview that we kill quarterbacks. We don't raise them. We destroy them. Okay? So everything you're saying is not really, it's not really going over too well on this
Well,
side.
you never know. Poole might turn that around.
Yeah, Hove. Well,
Yeah, he might pull that around.
Yeah, well, there's our GM that was a former offensive lineman that didn't bother to draft any offensive lineman to protect his golden boy. Okay, go back to that again. He got all caught up in the bells and the whistles and the toys. We should have drafted it. Joe Alt went fourth to San Diego, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh took a tackle fourth in the fourth pick in the first round. Okay?
We took Quentin Nelson sixth.
And and the Chargers are running the ball for $130 a game now, and Herbert is throwing for maybe 167. They're 2-0. No pressure on Herbert to throw for 350 yards anymore. They're already running the ball. They already have an identity. They're that Harbaugh will push you down and run that ball. That happened in 2 games. I've been waiting out here forever to get something going here. Think about that, right? Look at that listless Chargers.
And Swift. Swift is a hell of a running back.
He is.
I've always liked Swift.
Yeah, but you don't even hear his name being called. I think he has 70 yards rushing. Maybe.
It's nuts.
I know he's been getting me like 5 points in fantasy. That's all I know, and that's not enough.
No.
We got some serious competitiveness in our fantasy leagues.
Oh, it sounds like it. Yeah, I don't have time for that. I travel too much. I could never get. I have that Timmy from the bus persona. Then I have this lifestyler at home where I'm raising 16-year-old twin girls. My wife, myself, my full-time own a company. So my fantasy is just not. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to really do anything.
I get it.
Yeah. So. Well, I want to thank you guys for having me.
You know what? Hold on. Don't thank me yet. Dadgum, I'm going to get fired. Sammy, I need to pay some bills real quick. At Homage specializes in ultra comfy, high quality looking repping, sports, pop culture, and more legacy moments. Learn more about Homage with the link in the description. You guys have seen me wear their gear. You guys have heard me talk about how comfortable that is. And that is no lie. I'll swear it on my mother's ashes that this is the most comfortable sports attire that I've ever put on. Get a hold of Homage. And then, Sammy, we got some sick picks.
It's time for Sick Picks. Brought to you by DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Picks is Chris.
All right, so the sick pick this week, and we're talking just for the Colts game, right?
Yeah, let's do that.
So you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to say the sick pick for this week is Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown.
Boom. We're going to show you guys how to run the ball. Is what that man's saying.
I like that. Well, we need to learn, so please show me, okay?
Now, Tim, keep an eye on this.
How to run the ball.
If Jonathan wears his blue cleats, he's going to get 200 plus yards on you.
That's a sick pick if I ever heard one.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's just like that's the sickest pick I've ever heard.
Yeah, Sammy, get with your guys at DraftKings and have them put that on there because I'll make that. And Clyde will back me up on it because he's the one that brought that to my attention. Every time Jonathan wears those blue cleats, man, he just goes freaking ham.
Yeah, but Tim, I know you started to say something, and then Big P went and cut you off. I know we got to wrap up soon, but Tim, it was a pleasure. What I'm gonna say? Final thoughts, final words from you.
Well, first of all, again, I want to thank you guys for having me on your show. I want to thank you guys for really all the behind the scenes, all the questions, answering everything, taking time with me, being patient so I can make sure that everybody's comfortable on my end. We're really excited about coming out and meeting you guys personally and having a great day out there. Very excited. We can't thank you guys enough. This is really, really special to me, and I really greatly appreciate it. And anytime or anybody that's going to be coming through Chicago, you know who to call so I can take care of them, okay?
Absolutely. Hey, next time I'll come out there, you're going to have to suggest some good pizza places.
Oh, I'll be out there with you. We'll have pizza together.
And you guys don't worry. I have his cell phone number. I'll post it so everybody can call him when they go to Chicago.
That's right. You feel free. So, well, thanks again, guys. I really appreciate it.
Hey, Tim, we appreciate you coming by. I appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to host you. I can't wait to meet all y'all. Now, one final question. Is the Bear Man going to be with you?
The Bear Man is going to be roaming that parking lot. We are going to try to get him over to Touchdown Town. The thing with Bear Man is that he's very courteous to the fans. So once he gets out of the car, he's surrounded by people, and he doesn't really do anything except he's courteous enough to take the time with everybody. So all he does for 2 hours is take pictures. He might be like, I walked with him we were in Kansas City together last year from the tailgate to the stadium. You know, I can walk in 7 minutes. I think it took us like 40 minutes to get to the stadium, because he's going to stop and take a picture with everybody. That's what he does. But I am going to try to get him over there for sure to make the appearance.
Yeah, tell him he's got to come to the tailgate site so he can hit the anvil.
100%. I'm going to make sure that he knows that. I'll get the message out to the Bear Man.
Do it.
We'll do.
All right, I'm done, Chris. I'll shut up.
Okay, sorry. Yes. As long as we know, Sammy, this is all Pat's fault. And Tim, we appreciate you being on here. I know we had a lot of comments come in, but like I said, we see all of them. We know we got a lot, but you know what? Anything that you have, make sure that you bring it to the tailgate this coming Sunday. Make sure that you're out there in Touchdown Town and with Blue Crew, with they're going to say with the Anvil guys. You'll see everybody with Tim and his 100,000 people that he's bringing with him from Chicago and God knows where else.
That's a lot of hot dogs, baby.
That's 10 or 100,000.
Oh, geez. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the way that you were talking is probably the latter. But either way, you know what? Once again, thank you for watching the Sick Podcast Anvil Show. Make sure that you stay tuned. Even if you're not at the game, you can go ahead and you can actually see the stream from the tailgate live. You will see those links out there, so make sure you see that, where you can see Tim and P together again. But with that being said, we will see you this Sunday. Go Colts. Sammy, take us out.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Anvil Show on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.